Reproduction in organisms. This is Reproduction in Organisms explanation part 2. This is related to sexual reproduction and its events, as you can see on the board. Now the first thing we must know is, what is sexual reproduction? Sexual reproduction is a type of reproduction in which male and female gamete fuse together to form gamete and new individual eventually. Now, what are the stages of sexual reproduction? You can see here stages of sexual reproduction are given, or the event of sexual reproduction can be divided into 3 main stages. First stage, pre-fertilization. Pre-fertilization involve mainly through 2 stages. First thing we must know is, what is pre-fertilization? So all the events that occur before the fusion of male and female gamete, that is fertilization, called pre-fertilization. I repeat, all the steps before fertilization, the actual event of fertilization, called pre-fertilization. Second stage in sexual reproduction is the fertilization. It is also known as syngamy. So both of these, either fertilization or syngamy, means fusion of male and female gamete to form zygote. Now the third stage is post-fertilization. As you can see, it's written, events which occur after fertilization are collectively known as post-fertilization. Now, as I said, pre-fertilization involve 2 stages, and post-fertilization also involve 2 stages. Pre-fertilization, the stages are formation of gamete, that is gametogenesis, and gamete transfer, while post-fertilization events include 2 stages. Those are formation of zygote and embryogenesis. So here, in case of pre-fertilization, 2 stages are gametogenesis, that is creation of gamete, and transfer of gamete. Means, as we know, that gamete, male and female gamete, in case of many living beings, it is not present in same organism. In case of unicellular organisms, the male gamete must be transferred to the female part of the plant, or it must be transferred to the female gamete so that the fusion can take place. Now, what are the sub-stages of post-fertilization events? As we discussed, it is, the first step is formation of zygote and embryogenesis. Now let us discuss about what is gamete, then also few other important things like what is haploid organism and what is bisexual, unisexual organism, how sexuality is important, we'll discuss one by one. First, what is gamete? Gametes are haploid structures formed by meiosis, and it is in some organisms it is formed by mitosis, and it occurs in the meiotic cells. Okay, let me write down. Gametes are haploid structures created during meiosis in most organisms and mitosis in few. What does the term haploid means? Haploid means half number of chromosomes. Haploid, this term here, haploid means half number of total chromosome. For example, in human beings there are 23 pairs of chromosome in normal cells. Normal cells are the cells present in our body, that is 23 pairs of chromosome. But in a haploid chromosome, in a haploid cell, the number of chromosome is only 23, not 23 pairs. That's why when two haploid cells, that is male and female gamete, join together, they form normal body cell. Okay, so let's move on. Now we must also know that organisms may be bisexual or unisexual in nature. When a living being have both male and female reproductive structure in the same plant or animal, we call it bisexual. If only female or male reproductive part is present, that is called unisexual or dioecious plant. Okay, again let me write down. Organisms can be either unisexual or bisexual. As in the images you can see that unisexual means carrying either male or female reproductive structure, whereas in bisexual both are present. Both males, both plants and animals can be unisexual or bisexual. Bisexual animals are known as hermaphrodites. For example, leeches, worms, tapeworm, roundworm, etc. Okay. Now, first step as we studied, that is gametogenesis. As I told, gametogenesis means formation of gamete. That is done either by meiosis in most organisms or by mitosis in few organisms. Now this is carried out by meiotic cells present, that is mother cells of the gametes. Now moving on to the next step, that is transfer of gamete. Transfer of gamete is much more easier in bisexual organism. As you can see, in case of bisexual organism, both female and male gamete are present in the same plant. So in case of bisexual organism, self-fertilization can take place, whereas in monosexual, unisexual organisms or dioecious plants, the male gamete must be transferred to the female gamete. In case of higher plants, this process is called pollination. Pollination means transfer of male gamete to the female reproductive part. That is okay. So let's move on to the next part, that is syngamy or fertilization. It can either occur externally or outside the body of an organism, or internally, that is inside the body, which is called external fertilization and internal fertilization. These are types of fertilization, not the stages. Now and it leads to formation of zygote. The process of internal fertilization is much more safer than external fertilization. And the process of development of embryo is called embryogenesis. Here a few more images are given, unisexual organisms. So embryogenesis is process of creation of embryo from zygote. In animals, the zygote starts developing soon after its formation. Animals can be either oviparous or viviparous. If the fertilization is external, we call the animals oviparous, and if internal fertilization takes place, we call the animals viviparous. In flowering plants, after fertilization, ovary develops into fruit and ovule matures into seed. Inside the mature seed is the progenitor of next generation, that is the embryo.